Because when you buy something with a highest demand and a lower supply, it means that a lot of people are chasing fewer goods. And of course, that's principle of economics 101. And demand and supply factors in property investing is extremely important. So let's just have a look at how the cooling measures has helped us to understand this a little bit better in 2023. It was that cooling measures was introduced many years back. And of course, the most significant introduction was ever since the Lehman Brothers crisis in 2008 October. The market recovered just after 6 months of dip in 2009. And of course, from 2009 onwards, our government has introduced a slew of cooling measures with up to about 14 to 15 different rounds of cooling measures already. And then if you notice, why is it that even though cooling measures were being introduced in the market, we still see the uprise from 2020 to 2022. And even just in 2022 last year, government still introduced a few different rounds of cooling measures right last year. And then why is it that even after the introduction of cooling measures, our price still increased by 8.4% on an entire year basis? To understand about cooling measures, demand and supply factor, we also need to look about this small little question right here, is there an oversupply situation right now in Singapore? If we can understand whether is there oversupply, then that will then help us to conclude that demand and supply factor, alright? So this is a tabulation of all the cooling measures that has been introduced. Now if you're keen on this chart and table, you can head on to PropertyLinkBrothers.com, click on tools. It will then bring you to a whole table of tools for you to download for free. And of course, ever since our introduction of our Nuggets on the Go series, we have also have a lot of different tools and charts and tables that you can download off and on our website on a periodic basis. So do head on to our website to have a look at that. And then, of course, this is a correlation of cooling measures vis-a-vis the volume and the pricing. So this is another chart that you can download as well. But let me just break it down for you. Is that our unsold property housing stock has now dipped to a 15-year low. Our government is now pumping up our government land sales. Now, this is, of course, one of the telltale signal because our government is doing a great job to monitor the demand and supply in the market. So last year, developers were beating up land very hungrily. One of the core reasons is because they have depleted their land bank through the last 5 years of a lot of different new launches, and they have sold a lot of their new launches as well. And then because of that, last year was a year that they need to bid for more land, which was why En Bloc came up over 2021 to 2022. And then our government started to introduce more land at the start of first half 2023, because that was a clear sign that developers has depleted their land bank. They're bidding up more aggressively. In order to satisfy the demand, government has to introduce more land. Because if they don't do so, what's going to happen is that the market is going to heat up even further.